France has the reputation of being extremely fancy and extravagant, and I had the opportunity to experience luxury to the next level at a Michelin-star restaurant while I was in Paris. We had exclusive service in our own private room, complete with a team of chefs preparing each dish right before our eyes. Watching them craft every detail made the whole experience feel indulgent, and for a moment I genuinely felt like royalty, surrounded by exquisite food, impeccable service, and an ambiance so elegant it wrapped the entire evening in luxury. It's no wonder Paris holds one of the highest concentrations of Michelin-starred restaurants in the world. In fact, the Michelin Guide itself is actually a French invention, and its standards have shaped global fine dining. So I was super excited to indulge when I found out this experience would be part of our itinerary. This dinner service was probably the longest meal I've ever had because it lasted for a whopping 5 hours, since our meal consisted of about 14 dishes separated into 3 sections. We began the meal with a series of small bite-sized dishes. The portions were tiny, and at first I couldn't help but wonder if I'd leave the restaurant still feeling hungry, but you'll find out very soon that I was very wrong. With each plate, our host took the time to explain the dish, adding another layer to the experience. I wish I had taken more detailed notes because this was truly a once-in-a-lifetime meal, but at the same time I wanted to be fully present and savor every moment. Although I can't remember every single dish, what has stayed with me is the incredible level of care and attention from everyone, from the chefs to the waitstaff. You could tell right away from the appetizers how much thought and creativity went into the food. Each dish was beautifully crafted and visually stunning, often decorated in unexpected ways. The service also showcased the staff's attentiveness. Drink glasses were refilled quickly before I even realized they were empty, and what really stood out to me was what happened whenever I went to the washroom. When I came back, my napkin was neatly folded and placed on the table beside my seat instead of where I had casually left it on my chair. It was such a small detail, but it made the experience feel elevated and intentional. Now on to the mains. The radish ravioli was, in my opinion, the prettiest dish of the night because of how it was artistically presented. It reminded me of a flower, with each ravioli piece being a flower petal, and as the first dish of the main portion of the meal, it felt like a playful and unexpected way to eat a salad. The next dish was focused on the artichoke by showcasing the ingredient in 3 distinct forms: raw, cooked, and bruleed, each highlighting a different texture and flavor. The raw artichoke was crisp and bright, the cooked version tender and comforting, and the bruleed element added a caramelized depth and almost sauce-like texture that tied everything together. It was interesting to taste the possibilities of a single ingredient all in one dish, and it reminded me of how creative chefs can be in the kitchen. I was going into a food coma by the time we got to this dish, but One bite of this gnocchi and my appetite came right back. This dish was so good and easily the highlight of the entire meal for me. The gnocchi was so pillowy and the sauce was the richest umami flavor I've ever tasted. The briny pop of the caviar added a very luxurious touch, cutting through the richness and elevating the dish with bursts of saltiness. I was actually glad they served it in a small portion. Any more and I might not have recovered from how rich and intense the flavors were. The last dish of the mains was a roasted chicken stuffed with lobster roe. I was knocked out after eating the gnocchi, so I don't quite remember how I felt eating this dish, but I can safely say that the chicken was very moist, the skin was very crispy, and the roe added a new texture and a briny flavor to the chicken. It also came with a side of a mystery vegetable and another piece of meat that again I don't remember eating, so let's just say they were also very good. And lastly, the desserts. This section was divided into 3 sections, a pre-dessert, the main dessert, and some small treats to end off the meal. There was also an optional 4th section of dessert cheeses that I would have loved to try, but I was way too full, so unfortunately I skipped out on it. The pre-dessert was also one of the dishes where I really had no memory of eating until I looked back on the photos and videos due to my food coma. So unfortunately, again, I don't have a lot of notes on the dish. And to be honest, I don't know what it was, but considering everything else, I'm going to assume it was just as good as the rest. The main dessert was this chocolate mousse-like texture that was rich and indulgent, deeply chocolatey yet light. The smoked chocolate sauce added depth and warmth, balancing the sweetness with a subtle, lingering smokiness. Lastly, we had some small, bite-sized treats, which are actually a staple in fine dining, to provide a final token of gratitude from the chef that signals the end of the meal. We were served 3 treats, a madeleine, what I can best describe as a jelly roll-up, and a marshmallow-like treat covered in coconut flakes. I think these small treats were a great way to conclude the meal. They were simple and light compared to all the dishes we tried, so it helped me come back to the reality that it'll probably be a long time until I eat so many fancy dishes at once. I'm very thankful to have had the chance to experience a meal like this. Dining at a Michelin-star restaurant felt like a once-in-a-lifetime moment where food, service, and atmosphere came together seamlessly. From the elevated service to the artistry of each dish, everything felt carefully considered, and being able to witness that level of dedication firsthand made the evening feel unforgettable and deeply meaningful. It's an experience I'll always look back on with a lot of appreciation.